Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making my new Lucia dress, which is my latest sewing pattern. Now some people call it Lucia, some people call it Lucia, you can call it whichever you want. I'm going to refer to it as the Lucia dress. Now this dress has a panel around the neckline, around the front and the back neckline. It has two different back options as well. So you have a low back or you have a high back option. It has double princess seams at the front and at the back. So it creates this lovely panelled look throughout. It is a slim fit through the waist and then it kind of flares out from the hips. Only just slightly, but it gives it a nice A-line fit. It has a zipper closure and it sits just below the knee. Now this dress can be made out of so many fabrics, but ideally you want something with a little bit of structure. You don't want to use anything too light that will collapse. So for example, you don't want to use a viscose fabric because that is too light and it will drape too much and it will collapse and just not have the same effect. So ideally you want a sort of mid-weight fabric, something that's got a little bit of structure to it. You could go for something like a cotton poplin, that would work well. That's probably the lightest I would say to go. You could go for a linen cotton blend. I've used denim. You equally don't want to go super heavy because otherwise your panels aren't going to work so well. This is about a 10-ounce denim and that works quite well. So I'd kind of keep at that sort of weight or a little bit less if you can. This pattern comes in UK sizes 4 to 34 and is in two separate size ranges. So it's also available as PDF or paper format. Now, if you order the paper format, you get all sizes automatically. They're still split into two different brackets though, so you'll need to look at the measurements to determine what size you would be in. And then the paper format come in at 4 to 20 or 16 to 34. So just bear that in mind if you are looking at buying the paper version, that you will need to look at your size range and see where you fit. If you're confused at all, just drop me an email and I'll be happy to help you with that. Now there are also projector files in the PDF version. So I just thought I'd mention that because I always get asked that question. I think that's all you need to know for now. So let's get on to making the dress. Start by cutting out all of your pieces, making sure that you're cutting out the correct back version for your preference. There are separate back panel pieces depending which you prefer, and if you're going for the lower back, you'll need to cut your back pattern pieces down to the correct line. I'm making the high back version today, but they sew in exactly the same way, so you can follow along regardless of which one you're making. Next up, and before we start sewing, make sure to mark all of your notches and apply interfacing to one of your front and back facing pieces. Overlock all your front and back side edges. You don't need to overlock the top and bottom of the pieces though, just the longer edges of each piece. Now we're going to pin the front middle pieces to the front center. If you get confused which way around the pieces go, have a look on the pattern pieces themselves, as they have notes to let you know which way to sew them onto the next piece. Once you've pinned this, sew together using a 1 cm seam allowance. Repeat this to sew your front side pieces to your front middle pieces. Then press all of these seams open. And just a little tip here, if you have a tailor's ham, this works really well here to help you press the bust curve. Now once you've done the front, repeat for the back. Your back will be two separate pieces rather than one whole piece like the front. This is so that we can put a zip into the centre back later. Now sew your back pieces to your front piece at the side seams and press open. Make sure one of your front facing pieces and a pair of your back facing pieces have been interfaced. Then, with right sides together, sew your back facings to your front at the shoulder seams. Repeat this for the non-interfaced pieces too. Just be a little careful here and make sure you have your pieces the right way round. When you place your back on top of your front, the side seam edges should line up and your centre back should face towards the middle. Press these seams open. Place one facing on top of the other with right sides together. Then sew both pieces together around the armholes and neckline. Trim all your seam allowances about halfway and then turn out to the right side by pulling the back pieces to the front through the shoulder. Then give everything a really good press. Now we need to understitch all the seams wherever possible. To do this, you want to go in between both of your facings and sew your remaining seam allowance down onto the interfaced side of the facing. You won't be able to get into all areas, especially up the strap, so just go as far as you can. Just as an extra little tip, when you do this, you should slightly pull apart the seams as you sew. It makes sure that your seams are fully out and neat when sewing and stops you catching too much fabric in the seam as you go. You can see that by doing this, the stitching is only visible on one side, which will be the inside of the dress, and there's no stitching on the outside. Next, sew your facing pieces together at the side seams and then press these seams open. Fold your facing pieces in place while aligning your side seams together. Overlock the centre back edge of your facing, and if you haven't yet done so, also overlock the centre back edge of your dress. If you did this at the start, that's totally fine. Overlock the bottom raw edge of your interfaced facing as well. Then with right sides together, pin the non-interfaced bottom raw edge onto the neckline of the dress. Be careful with this and take your time to pin everything. You may find it takes a bit of time with all the curves. I normally pin the centre back first, and then I pin the side seams, and then I pin throughout. To make it a little easier on yourself, you can also add a notch at the centre front of the facing and at the dress, and then align this too. Once you've sewn this panel onto the dress, press the seam up and away from the rest of the dress. You can also clip into your seam allowance here at the curves if you find this helps your seam to lie a little better. Now we need to insert the zipper. So for this you can use an invisible zipper as per the instructions, but as I am using a denim, I've decided to use a metal zipper to go with my denim as it's a little bit heavier and suits the fabric better. Either is absolutely fine. The right side of the zipper is the side with the zipper pull, and that is the side that we want to place face down onto the back of the dress. The right hand side of the zipper will pin onto the left hand side of the dress as you're looking at it. You want to make sure that the top stopper of your zipper sits just below the seam line where the facing joins the outer panel, and your seam allowance is 1.5 centimeters here. So wherever your stitching will be, it needs to be 1.5 centimeters away from the center back edge. If I'm sewing alongside my teeth here, this is the area that needs to be 1.5 centimeters away, not the whole zipper tape. Equally, if you're using an invisible zipper, your stitching will be much closer to your teeth, so you can make sure it's your zipper teeth that are 1.5 centimeters away from the edge. Sew this in place and then we'll move on to the next side. We now need to place the other side of our zipper face down onto the opposite side of the dress. Sometimes it's helpful to zip up your zipper part of the way when you do this. Fold over the free side of your zipper so that the right side is facing the right side of the dress. Again, making sure the top stopper is in the same place as the other side and that the seam allowance is 1.5 centimeters. Sew this side in place, then zip up everything to check it's nicely aligned, and then turn the whole dress to the wrong side. Match up the end points of your zipper stitching and pin together. Starting a few stitches back from where your zipper stitching finishes, sew alongside this stitching and then continue to sew 1.5 centimeters all the way to the hem. Sew as close as you can to your original zipper stitching here to avoid a hole. I like to start a few stitches with my one-sided zipper foot and then I change to a regular foot for the rest of the seam. Press this seam open and then press all around the zipper. Fold your excess zipper tape down and towards the centre back edge. Then fold your remaining facing over the top to sandwich the zipper in between the two layers. Sew in place, making sure to sew on the same side of the zipper teeth you originally sewed, the side of the teeth closest to the centre back edge. Check that this is correct and that when you turn it out, your zipper teeth aren't enclosed within the seam. If they are, you've just sewn on the wrong side of the zipper teeth, so just unpick it and sew the other side. If it's sewn correctly, turn back to the wrong side and trim the corner, being careful not to cut into your stitching. Next up, pin your inner facing in place from the right side of the garment. Then, ensuring your inner facing is as flat as possible as you sew the facing in place from the right side of the garment. You can stitch in the ditch if you like, which by that I literally mean stitch in the seam line where your neckline panel attaches to the dress, or sew just onto the panel itself. I normally sew actually on the panel as I think it looks nicer to have some stitching there. Lastly, overlock the hem of your dress, then turn up by 1.5 centimeters and press. Stitch in place to secure, and that's it, you have your very own Lucia dress. I hope you love the dress, and if you have any questions at all, please pop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.